Hello, race fans. How are you? It is a primetime edition of the EKN Face2Face. I'm Rob Howden. That's David Cole figuring out which way to point when you're in this situation. David, 8 o'clock at night on a Thursday, September the 24th, just about a week away from the fourth running of the Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals. Again, prime time. First time we've done this. This is solid. I like this.
The first time we've done a face-to-face, we've done some debriefs that are prime time.
I don't remember that.
Well, every time we do a debrief at the end of the night, we've done Vegas stuff. We've done Pro Tour, a couple other events, a challenge race here and there, stuff like that. But I
may have had one or two too many beers at that point, though.
Exactly. Well, that's why one of the shows canceled.
That's for sure. I was tired.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I think this is our first face-to-face that is prime time. Obviously, we started this during the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic, and so the daytime was optimal. Everybody was home. It was stay-at-home order. Yeah. So we've made the transition to try and get some prime time viewership out there. So everybody's. Most everybody is back to work or at least busy. Kids are in school.
That's it.
So that fills your day up. Believe me, it filled my day up today with kids doing the virtual school today. It's so we'll try this primetime thing and strictly on YouTube today right now.
Yeah, we're going straight YouTube for this one here. Of course, we'll turn it into a Facebook program. We'll put it up on the EKN radio network on Monday as well. Dave will get all that production done. Otherwise, as we said, we are here on Facebook, or rather on YouTube. Hello to everybody who is tuned in here on our YouTube channel. Do us a favor, right down there. Please subscribe to the channel. We're going to be coming up with a lot more content here on YouTube, so subscribe so you get to see everything. Click the like button as well. That helps us out a ton when it comes to getting new people following us on here and new content coming, so that would be great. David, let's bring our guest in right now because we're, as I said, just about a week away from the fourth running of the Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals event that you and I were able to go to last year and race head-to-head. We had a ton of fun. I'm disappointed that I won't be there this year. I'm actually heading down to Houston to be part of the Supernat Shootout with Alan Rudolph at Speed Sports Racing Park. But you're back with CRG and Marshall Martin, getting ready to go racing again in 206 Masters. You're fired up, buddy? You ready to go?
Yeah, I wish it was this weekend, really, to be honest. I know Greg probably doesn't. I know Greg's probably in the background going, no, not yet. We need another week.
That's right.
I'm ready to go right now. Obviously we haven't been out in the track since August when we did the USAC karting battle at the Brickyard.
Yeah.
So it was just that little bit of taste of racing that, again, makes you want to go out more and more. So very much looking forward to next Friday.
You get the suit cleaned? You wash the suit?
Suit's been hanging since we got back from
the air out the helmet.
I got it. I got the helmet. Got brand new gloves. Red 6 race gear.
I heard that. That's right.
Got the $50 gift certificate for running their COVID-19 iRacing series. So got some new Alpine Star gloves. Got the new Alpine Star kicks from Acceleration Kart Racing. So I'm gonna be looking good.
You got newer stuff than I do. Well done.
Well, I'm going to be looking good. That's all that matters. I told TJ Coyen at the USPKS, at least he was the best looking kart and driver out on the racetrack.
Hey, listen, you're back on board like at the same chassis as last year too, which I think will be good for you, right? CRG back at Newcastle Motorsports Park again.
Yeah,
little continuity.
Yeah, obviously they made some little bit of changes. Talking with Marshall, you always have that evolution within a chassis brand or a chassis model even. And we'll see. Obviously, we'll be able to go right from the get-go to see how quick we can be right out the gate. And then as we'll talk to Greg a little bit, the format's going to change a little bit. So we'll see, exactly how the strategy play, with how the format is for this year compared to last year.
All right, so let's set the stage, folks. This is a face-to-face to talk to Greg Jasperson about the Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals next weekend, October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at Newcastle Motorsports Park. David, let's bring Greg in here right now. I'll let you handle that. Greg, how are you, my friend? Good to have you.
Good, guys. How are you?
We are solid. I'm back here in Canada for a couple of weeks and then heading back out on the road. I'm going to Houston, as I said. I remember asking you this last year. How are you? We'll talk numbers, but how are you right now a week out from this event? Are you sleeping well? Are you getting worried? Are you stressing? Where are you?
Well, if my wife's watching, I'm sure she'll attest to the fact that there's been some sleepless nights the last week. Okay. She's been helping me get out of bed because I've been up till about 4 a.m. doing as much prep work as I can. But I'm actually really happy to say this year, last night was the last late night. Everything else, pretty low key to get done. So we're prepared. We're ready to go. All the prizes are either here or on the way. We got a ton of stuff to give away this year. So we're ready to roll.
Okay, can I ask you this question? This is your fourth time doing this. Of course, last year the big bump up in terms of numbers. Is it gotten any easier this year? Like, do you have all the procedures in place just to kind of check the boxes and make it happen, or is it still a bit of a battle?
Yeah, it's going to be a battle every year. Every year we try to get better. We make adjustments to the format, adjustments to our personnel to try to learn from things that happen, try to make the event better. And it's a big event. It's a big undertaking. We're a small crew. We're a small group that put these events on. We bring a lot of extra people in for this. But yes, it has gotten a little easier. It's not as intimidating as it was the first couple times. It's by no means a run-of-the-mill race, though. We put everything we got into this one.
For those of you tuning in here on YouTube right now, if you have any questions for Greg or anything about the event itself or the Champions Cup, whatever it may be, feel free to drop it in the comments, and we'll be able to bring it in and present those to Greg. David, you got some questions. You talked at the start about format. Let's pitch on what we got for the format.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Kind of similar, but you kind of move things around because you're anticipating obviously a little bit larger fields than last year. So there's the option of possibly splitting groups up. I know you don't have the detailed schedule out, but at least talk about how you have changed the qualifying for this year's event. Yeah,
so every year we always deal with how many classes can we fit in. And this year we dropped our senior open class, our open bodywork senior division, which brought us down to 7. So it gave us some opportunity. So what we started doing was looking around and trying to find out how we can accommodate as many racers as we can without taking away track time. And even dropping a class, it wasn't enough. So we made a decision, which was honestly a tough one because we've always been a big proponents of not forcing people to take an extra day off of work. But for this one event with how big it's gotten, it was time. So we moved to Friday qualifying. Really all we ended up having to do was take one round of practice out and stretch the day out just a little bit. But essentially everyone is going to qualify on Friday. And the beautiful thing, we got some feedback from our racers on that. And there were a few folks that felt a little left out because of that thought they might not be able to race. So if you read through our rules, we do have some provisions for a Saturday late arrivals qualifying as well. You can't set the pole time, obviously, Saturday morning, but it gives people a chance to participate. And if you're in that senior medium class that's got, I don't know what we're up to, 62s karts or something right now.
66, yeah.
So, there you go. It doesn't mean you have to start in the back. You're not going to get to start up front, but it's going to give you a fair shot.
Well, and you mentioned 66 karts. Let's go there right now. Obviously, everybody at home, if you're sitting on the fence and you're not sure if you're going to come to the race yet, before we came on the broadcast here, you and I we were all going back and forth on the numbers. Where are you right now in terms of pre-entries? And David, where were we last year? What was the final number of entries last year?
Well, the final number was 281 going at the end of the event. When we went through the numbers now this was people who actually hit the racetrack. Some series do, entries that didn't hit the racetrack, but yeah. I don't know how it all shaked out, but overall 281 was the number. And I think we're roughly about a dozen away from that.
Where are we, Greg?
Well, I just hit refresh. I got a screen right behind my laptop here, and we are currently at 271.
Oh my God,
that's pre-entries. So last year, again, I'm not very good with computers all the time. I believe our pre-entries last year were in the mid 240s. So we've already blown well past the pre-entry number for last year. So we still have another 3-4 days of registration left, plus whoever decides to walk up and register at the gate.
And that is without any of the Canadian drivers that were going to be coming down, which I think that's amazing. Again, what you guys have done, we've talked about this last year. You're just setting the stage for this event to just keep getting bigger and bigger. And without the Canadians, there's a good possibility you're going to have a record number again this year.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm scrolling through them all right now just to make sure I'm not telling a fib that from someone that registered in the last 48 hours from the last time I checked, but I don't see a single Canadian registered, which is sad because we actually really loved having those guys down with us. And maybe some will still make the trip and just didn't want to pre-register. That's not up to me. That's up to them. But yeah, with the fact that we're able to even get close to what we had last year without our friends from Canada coming down. It makes us feel really good that we're going in the right direction here.
Yeah, no doubt about that, especially considering the fact you've dropped the class as well. You have to believe that would, that's 20, 25 entries, maybe. Obviously, it wasn't big enough to make it stay, so you end up dropping it. You mentioned at the start here about all the prizes that are coming, and prizes have grown. And I think for those maybe who don't know enough about what you guys do with Cup Karts North America and how you guys work tirelessly to make sure there is a big prize package. It's not throwing money, right? It's about getting all your partners to come in and have all those prizes. Let me just give you the stage. Just start rattling off some of the stuff that you guys are going to be giving out.
Oh, geez.
Sorry. You're like, where's my list?
Yeah, where is my list? I'm using the computer that the list is on. Right. Obviously, some of our sponsors kick in product. So Briggs, of course, steps up really big for us. Vega, of course, steps up really big. And NORAM and RLV. So those are three of our really big sponsors that we've had for a long time. Yeah. They kick in a ton of product. But we got a lot of sponsors, too, that, quite frankly, whether, either they don't directly make something that we can give away, they don't make something for karting that really makes sense as a prize. So those guys give us money, and we don't just hand that money out. We go and work with sponsors, work with partners that we've met throughout the industry and throughout the years, and we go out and buy anything and everything we can. My wife gives me crap about it because I'm sitting there on Amazon and everything. Ooh, this looks cool. Click buy it now. Ooh, this looks cool. Click buy it now. So quite frankly, there's a lot of stuff I would have bought too. I got some.
This is Greg's Christmas list.
Well, it's Greg's Christmas list. I don't get to unbox any of it. I don't get to play with any of it, but I get to own it for 48 hours. But yeah, so we got, I've got a whole bunch of the brand new iWatches coming. Ordered one of the got robot vacuums. We've got toolboxes and really nice tool sets. Got some brand new helmets from Zamp coming. Like I said, more tools. We got oils. We've got, I can't even, I wish I'd had the list, but yeah,
That's awesome. That's good. That's good.
Earpods, all sorts of stuff.
We pause our face-to-face broadcast for this quick commercial break. Stay tuned for more here on the EKN Radio Network. Experience and passion. That's what led to the launch of AMAX Racing. Owner Charles Maxwell began AMAX Racing in 2015, expanding the operation in 2019 with a focus on driver development for drivers of all age groups and backgrounds. From top-level drivers to grassroots racers or families looking for a team that will help them achieve their goals, AMAX Racing can guide you with the absolute best trackside service at affordable prices. No matter the chassis, AMAX Racing welcomes you and has the experience to put you on the top of the podium. You can join the AMAX Racing family at the WK Manufacturers Cup Series, Route 66 Sprint Series, and local events around the Indianapolis area. The operation is also set to compete at the Rock the Rio and SCUSA Super Nationals later this season. For more information, contact them at 317-437-5886 or find them on Facebook. AMAX Racing, all of your karting needs under 110. Cometic Gasket is a leading worldwide supplier of gaskets and engine sealing solutions for karting, automotive performance, power sports, original equipment, and the remanufactured engine industries. Cometic karting gaskets are available as OE replacement top-end kits or as individual gaskets and seals. Just like competitive karters, Cometic can operate on the fly and has the unique capability to customize any gasket to meet specific engine requirements and clearances. All of Cometic's fiber materials are asbestos-free and do not require any additional sealants. Viton oil ring cylinder head seals are used in each 2-cycle kit, and Cometic's 4-cycle engine kits feature only the most advanced multi-layer steel head gaskets. Cometic can tailor to engine builder specific needs through bulk ordering and packaging flexibility. Cometic gaskets are must-haves for championship winning teams across multiple disciplines of both professional and amateur motorsports. Cometic Gasket, sealing championships since 1989. In 2020, PSL Karting will enter its 21st year of serving the North American karting community, and they're proud to be North America's importer and distributor for the legendary Burrell Art brand, having once again won Burrell Art's Distributor of the Year. PSL Karting is your source for all things Burrell art, providing this top quality product both through their expansive dealer network or through their own PSLKarting.com online store. We have over 100 karts in stock at all times, including the new Charles Leclerc line of karts carrying the name of Ferrari's Formula One pilot. PSL Karting can provide you with a Burrell art, Ricardo, or Charles Leclerc turnkey package with an IAME, Rotax, Rock, or Briggs power plant, complete and ready to race. Whatever you need is available 24/7 at our online store, including parts and components, consumables like AMSOIL, Motul, and Rotax XPS engine oil, and Vroom lubricants, Micron data acquisition systems and Unipro, and driver safety gear from Bell, Arai, Freem, and Alpine Stars. Trackside, we're also the karting distributor for Bell Racing USA. Our race trailer is always stocked with Bell helmets and components. Arrive and Drive programs, supported by PSL's experienced staff and in-house engine program, are available for all major US and Canadian events. When you're ready to win, call PSL Karting or visit one of our dealers. Welcome back to Face2Face on the EKN Radio Network. What else you got, Dave? Anything else you want to pitch out there? We'll ask some more questions from those of you who tuned in. Feel free to drop it in the comments. But what else you got, Dave?
Well, I don't think we got really into the specifics of the categories that are available because, as you talked about, you dropped the open categories, but you also added, because the senior categories is different this year than it was last year. Last year we only had 2 with CIK Bodywork. Now we have 3.
Yeah, exactly. So, last year I believe is when we added our CIK heavy class. And it was pretty successful, had great racing in it, had a good turnout. And that really kind of, the numbers coming off of Grand Nationals kind of put us into a spot. We put 60 plus go-karts on a track in one class in senior medium. And full disclosure, that make someone on my side of the fence a little nervous at times. So we were trying to figure out what can we do to adjust for that, because we already had a heavy class. So we started looking through all the notes. We try to keep track of things like how much lead guys are running and stuff like that. It's just an approximation, just so we can see where our competitors are at. And we came to the realization that there are a lot of guys running a lot of lead to make medium. So we just decided in the off season and for the whole year, we added a light class. So we now have a CIK light, CIK medium, and a CIK heavy. All of them are running the same rules except for weight. That means some guys can run multiple classes, and we don't really see a ton of that. There's a few, but that's not where all the numbers are coming from. In fact, I can tell you right now there's only, I believe, I think about 40 guys. I got to add them all up. I think there's only, of those entries, only 40 of them are duplicates.
Wow,
so
okay. Yep.
that's there's well over 200 unique drivers right now. So it just kind of shows you. But then, we still, of course, have our kid kart class. We got the sportsman class and junior class as well. So we've got the ages all the way from 5 up to however old the masters want to admit to being. We do still have the masters class for us that are 35 and older. So I will admit I've been getting some pressure to raise that age limit. So.
Well, we're all getting older. You can go to 50 and I'm still good.
but I think like a category like the Masters is where, you can have a separate set of trophies for the old guys, but still keep them all together. Because I think, and that's the one thing I hate about our sport is we've always had, we just created this class so everybody could get a trophy. And that's kind of how it's always been. So I think until, and I think you kind of pointed that out when you introduce the heavy, you're like, oh man, we have these numbers. Now we can add this other category because we know we have the numbers. And I think that's what a lot of people don't do. So for my sake, I think the Masters category can stay grouped together. And then maybe, I've always been on the side of, well, just award the top 3 old guys a trophy, but keep them in the same race.
Yeah, I think. And listen, we're talking about 35 years of age and up. At 50, I'm 52, and I'm not worried about racing against a 35-year-old guy. But yeah, if you want to if there's awards for 50 or up or 55 or up, that's kind of a cool thing to have as a class within a class. But man, trust me, as we know, there's a lot of fast 45, 50-year-olds out there that are running. When we were at the Brickyard, guys are very similar to age.
Even 60.
Even 60. That's right. Heck yeah. I got 8 years for that stuff. But yeah, I get it. That's good.
Yeah, and you guys hit it right on the head. I mean, the whole idea is people are enjoying coming to an event like this because we can put the numbers on the track that we are.
Yep.
So the last thing we want to do is just start creating classes just to try to get people to race in multiple classes, because we're not going to, you're not going to attract a whole bunch of you might get a few people, but you're not going to attract a ton of people. You're just dividing up your entries. So until a class gets big enough where it makes sense, we're going to avoid it at all costs.
Dave, we got a couple of questions. You want to bring a couple of questions in there?
Yeah, this was kind of where I was going to go next. Because you've talked about splitting up the fields for the heat races, and I assume for qualifying, even the Masters, I think we had a group and a B group. I know you don't have the official schedule out or the detailed schedule out, but can you kind of give us just a little bit of a hint, at least for everybody who's watching and tuned in, how are the maximums going to be? Are there going to be any maximums?
Yeah. I guess I'll admit, and I apologize, Jeremiah, but I'm not going to let anyone record me saying what a number is right now.
Fantastic. I like it.
Saturday night we'll decide, right?
Off the record.
Friday night, probably. Okay. But no, I mean, part of it's a defense mechanism. I mean, the CIK medium guys last year did an amazing job. I have witnessed a few races that size, not in the 206 category, but I've been around karting long enough where I've seen fields that big before, and it's never like that. It's always a little bit of brain damage for the race crew, and that was one of the easiest finals we had all day. Yeah. So at the same time, we have to take safety in the spirit and making sure everybody's having a good time into account too. So at this point, with you said 66, right? Yeah. So if the CIK medium class is at 66. Pretty safe to say, I'll go on record as saying, yeah, that class is going to get split. There's going to be multiple heat format for that one. The rest of the classes, they're right on that edge right now, but ultimately we're just going to have to play it by ear. There is no maximum, and it's going to be different, quite frankly, for every age group too. We might split the kids groups up a little earlier than we would the adults.
Hey, that's before Dave, you go up to the next question. We haven't talked about the track layout, and the track layout is what allows you to have more cars on the track, obviously, right? The longer layout would give you the opportunity to have more guys, less chance for anybody getting lapped. I know that and David said that you were looking for potentially maybe a different track layout for this year, but you came back to where you were last year. I was a big fan of the track last year. It was so much fun to drive. I'd never driven that layout and loved it, but you guys are going back to the same as last year, correct?
Yeah, so we actually ran one of our divisional races at Newcastle this year, which was, after all this time, the first time I got to put a tire on that track. And I got to spend some time, grabbed one of the guys' carts, let me borrow a cart, and just went out there for, I don't know, probably 30, 35 minutes, just running different configurations, seeing what I can come up with. And I came up with one that I really, really liked. And then we came down to, how do we set up the cameras for it? How do we set crew up for it? How do we make all the logistical changes? And with everything going on in the world, us not knowing how this was going to go, we made the decision that, this year, let's stick to what we know. Let's make sure we get this one done right. And next year, when all of our friends from up north and everything come back, and we're going to have probably a much bigger event at that point, then that's when we're going to pull a new rabbit out of the hat.
I like that. That's fair. I'll go back to what you know. It's always good. David, what else we got for questions? There's another one coming up, I think, there.
There you go.
Let's bring Graham's up. It says, why are there CIK only bodywork classes in senior, but not junior and sportsman?
Well, I guess that's that's going to be different for every series. The way we've looked at it, first off, is when we initially did this whole deal, because when we started, we didn't have a single CIK class. What has been maybe 3 years now that we did it. The last thing we wanted to do is add a class and only have 2-3 entries. So we had enough interest in the adult level to try it. So that's where we did it. Ultimately, everyone knows where this is gone. We no longer have an open adult class. So all the adult classes are now CIK. As far as the kids classes go, we've kind of tried to let the racers make that determination as much as we can. And quite frankly, the writing's on the wall a little bit. If you come to our divisional races, for the most part, there's very few of the full bodies on the carts anymore. It is very gradually but steadily going in a certain direction. And a lot of that is beyond our control. Has to do with what the cart manufacturers are making, what they're supporting, and what the racers want. The last thing we ever want to do is tell people how to spend their money. I don't want to, if I've got a field that's 50-50, one bodywork versus the other, and it isn't a safety or competitive advantage that we haven't already found a way to deal with, I'm not going to say to 20 people, go buy all new bodywork.
Yeah.
So we try to let the racers vote with their wallet as best they can, let them spend the money they want to. If it comes a time where the racers kind of lead us down the path that they all want to go CIK and it makes sense for the majority, I'm not saying that wouldn't happen, but at this point, it hasn't truly been an issue. We have seen zero evidence of any performance advantage, and people would love to make conversation about what it does for the driving etiquette, but depending on what kind of, that's as controversial as politics these days. So I'll avoid that.
Yeah, I've always been open to, having the big noses with the little noses. We've done it at Rock Island. We've done it at, Gold Cup had done it. You guys have done it since the beginning, really. You guys have been welcoming to any type of body work then. Like you said, unless it's a major competitive advantage, there's no reason to change. And aside from, going road racing, on say, a Road America or a Mid Ohio, I don't really see an advantage either way.
Yeah. I mean, we truly did extensive testing, especially when we were a much smaller series and had time to do a lot of that kind of stuff during a weekend. We actually have a spreadsheet somewhere of all the tracks. The first couple of years that we went to, we would show up a day early and we would test same driver, same cart, both bodyworks at multiple weights. So we truly knew what it was and it wasn't. And for the most part, it was very minimal. So at this point, what got us started was mixing bodywork, and we don't want to split classes if we can avoid it.
Yep.
If I've got 50 juniors at every divisional race, that might be a way that we can split that. But at this point, we don't see a need to really ripple the water.
We pause our face-to-face broadcast for this quick commercial break. Stay tuned for more here on the EKN Radio Network. Winning takes top quality equipment, flawless preparation, experienced coaching, and passion. And at Team GFC, we live our passion. Team GFC is focused on 2020, and we're set to make our debut at the Rock Cup USA Florida Winter Tour in the East and return for more victories at the Challenge of the Americas in the West. We have arrive and drive packages available for all categories, including the mini and micro classes, utilizing our all-new GFC RR5 Cadet chassis, which made its debut at the SCUSA Super Nationals. Join Gary Carlton and his passionate team in either of these popular winter programs to kick off the 2020 season on a winning note. Team GFC is extremely excited about launching its new Team GFC Young Driver Development Program. Learn from one of the best American karters with over 25 years racing at the highest levels of the sport, offering personalized training on and off the track. Follow GFC Karting on Facebook and Instagram, or click over to gfckarting.com to learn more about joining Team GFC in 2020. GFC, live your passion.
If you've seen it on track, it's certainly caught your eye. It's the Nitro Lefty Briggs chassis. Fresh off a dominating performance at the 2019 Cup Kart North America Grand Nationals at Newcastle Motorsports Park last November, drivers stunned with their new Nitro Lefty chassis. It's certainly a different approach with many benefits. The American-made Nitro Lefty is designed for the Briggs LO206 class with a left side mounted engine for better weight distribution. This kart features easy access clutch maintenance, the ability to run one-piece gears for better chain runout, and MCP brakes with a lightweight brake rotor. The 2020 Nitro Lefty Briggs is available in cadet and full-size frames.
The Nitro Lefty responds to changes just like our two-cycle chassis. It's enabled my son to win big races and championships all across the country.
In karting, it's important to be supported by the right people. With over 40 years of experience in the sport, Trinity Karting Group has everything you need to make your program successful. We do it all, and we do it right. Trackside support and arrive and drive programs at many of karting's biggest East Coast events, full product sales and service, and professional coaching from our experienced staff. Trinity Karting Group is a full-service operation based at the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati, which gives us access to our custom-designed driver training facility. This allows us to offer private one-on-one coaching to take you to the next level. We're also your Midwest home for Tony Kart and IAMI, and we're your source for MG and Iveco tires in the region. Tony Kart quality cannot be beat, so call us today to put you in a new chassis for your next event. In 2020, we'll be racing and providing Arrive and Drive programs for the full Super Karts USA Pro Tour and the Great Lakes Pro Kart Challenge, the WK's Kart Week in Daytona, and exciting events like the USAC Battle at the Brickyard and the Rock Island Grand Prix. From Arrive and Drive and coaching programs to the parts you need, let Trinity Karting Group provide you with customer service and a racing experience second to none. Trinity Karting Group has a long history in the sport, a winning pedigree, and we're dedicated to driver development. We take pride in our professional approach and our positive attitude. Let us build a custom race program for you. Give us a call at 513-421-4463 or check us out online at trinitykartinggroup.com. Welcome back to Face2Face on the EKN Radio Network. Speaking of your divisionals, let's give you the opportunity, those who may be watching this this YouTube show, this Face2Face. Again, guys, Greg Jasperson joining us from Cup Karts North America. You guys run a divisional as well, the Champions Cup. How did things go this year? Tough times, obviously, right?
Yeah, it was a big project for anyone doing what we were doing this year, trying to run a traveling race series. And my hats off to every other series out there that managed to find a way to get it done, because I know what they went through. They know what I went through, and it was tough.
Yeah.
We were very fortunate that, even though we did cut one race out of the schedule, we had on average the same number of racers at every event we went to. So yeah, we didn't necessarily grow as much as we have every year previously, but we didn't drop. We maintained. We might have edged up just a tiny little bit, but with how many racers we know didn't come because of work situations, health situations, things like that, we took it as a win. So no, we had great racing. The CIK light class was an awesome addition to the field. Some of the best racing came out of that class at a couple of the events. But truly the biggest win of the year was junior and sportsman. We saw more growth in those classes than any other class we had, which is what we all need. For people who are making a living in karting, we need to make sure that there's people racing at the youth level. So, great racing, really diverse group of drivers too. We had some young blood that was learning how to race. We had some veterans that were going to be saying their names for years and years to come. So it's awesome to watch those guys all race together.
I love it. All right, let's wrap things up with this. Let's talk more about and kind of cap things off. The event's coming October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Obviously, you can watch it on live timing, but like last year, it's not just live timing. You guys are going to have live video again streaming. You've got Dave Mack, the voice of Dave McIntyre, the voice of the Cup Karts North America program. You also got Randy Kugler. I saw that today on Facebook. Randy's coming in as well, veteran of the sport, many, many years, tremendous announcer. So you've got those two guys, plus you got the live coverage again.
Yeah, so we're going to live stream all of Sunday's races. So we're not going to live stream all of Saturday. Quite frankly, it's too long of a day to do it. We'd need a lot more camera people to do it. So all the any LCQs that are necessary on Sunday, if we have to go that based on the format, and then all the finals will be televised. We're going to have both Dave and Randy. They're going to be splitting the call throughout the weekend. Yep. We're actually trying to do a portable camera. We're working out the logistics for that right now. So Dave McIntyre will actually be able to walk around the pits and interview people and kind of show people what goes on at one of these races if they've never gotten to go to one. Because I really believe that the environment and everything that we have at this event, but truly any of our events, is if you haven't been there, you don't understand it, because these are some of the funnest events to go to, let alone kart races.
Well, I know that Dave and I can both say that, right? We can speak for that because we absolutely love it. It felt for me like last year, like I've said this many times, being at that race last year felt like I was at one of the earlier Super Nationals where I knew something was going to explode. Everybody knew that they were part of something that was really special, and this was going to get bigger and bigger. That's how I felt last year. You guys have a fantastic group, a great staff, always so hospitable, and that's all the way through it, Greg. Everybody's obviously they love being there, and they love having all the racers there as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's, we've been blessed with a few things, but the thing that I can't be thankful enough for is the men and women that come around and help us put this together, because nobody's, myself included, but none of us are getting rich off of doing this. It's something we truly do for the love of the sport. And I think that shows, because a lot of the guys that are coming to race with us and families and stuff, they are so thankful, and that means a lot to us. It really does.
No doubt. David, any final thoughts?
I was just thinking, this is the largest event at Newcastle this year. Like, there's nothing that is going to be as big as this. So this is the largest Briggs race probably in North America, if not the world, maybe. I would say probably world. If you could probably get Dan from Briggs to kind of back that up. But I mean, just to be able to have those two before we even get there, to have those two headlines, it's amazing. And it, as you said, as Rob said, it just shows how it's just so cool to be at an event like this at the early stages. Like you said, we weren't even at the first two. And so I kind of feel bad for not being at the first two, but we were obviously out of, couldn't make it because of scheduling, but it's so cool to be part of the event. And I'm very looking forward to being there. And like you said, it's all because of the work that everybody does around the event, and not just you, not just Steven, but everybody who's part of the program to be able to put this together.
Well, and let's make sure everyone's on the same page here. We asked you guys to come.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, you know what? I mean, yeah, the numbers are great. Being able to say, this is the biggest Briggs of race or this, that, the other thing. That's awesome. But honestly, what I really, really enjoy about this is seeing all these families coming together, because that is really what we did this for. That's what we did it. That's why we did it. And I hope this race gets to be one of the biggest races in the country every year. But it's going to do that in a way that people have fun doing. That's why we do it.
It's all about having fun, right? That's David. What do you say, David? Karting's fun. Karting's supposed to be fun, right?
I mean, you make it what it is, make it whatever you want it to be. And for at least for the three of us on the screen here, we do it for fun.
That's it.
And it's a riot.
Well, Greg, thank you so much for joining me, man. I appreciate you taking some. I know you're still at work, but I appreciate you taking some time. Get some sleep, dude. Get like 3 or 4 or 5 days of good sleep, relax, and then go to work next week at the track. Come on.
Well, the problem is I've got like 25 hours of TV on the DVR at home that I've had to miss. So now I got a lot of stuff to catch up on. But yeah, no, we'll be well rested. We'll be ready to go. We're bringing in some extra staff this weekend. That's going to or next weekend. That's really going to help out. We're bringing in, extra announcers, extra camera people. I'm bringing in someone to do social media. So we're going to really try to cover this well for everybody who, for whatever reason, can't make it this year.
Yeah, and of course, David's going to be there racing, as you know, folks. But we'll have our ECAN Trackside live coverage. We'll be streaming it as well. Obviously, there'll be a stream for those who have it on the video, but we'll stream it as well, so we can put it on the ECAN Radio Network later. David will be doing coverage as he can, being a racer at the event as well. But man, Greg. For me, I won't be there, but good luck to you guys. Good luck to David, of course. But I wish you guys the absolute best event.
Thank you. And Dave, you won.
No,
I beat Rob Howden.
I love it. All right.
Hey,
guys,
you know what? Maybe I'll go out there and I'll take your place. We'll do that one time.
Well, you'll just kick David's ass. That would be easy. That's easy pickings.
Wow. I have a photo of Greg in the background of me at Rock Island, so we have a history.
David, have you ever beat Greg before?
Yes, the photo right there proves it.
All right.
That was like lap 3, wasn't it?
That was 2015. So yeah, it was.
I know, but it was like the 3rd lap, right?
It was the year you kept pushing me until my tire went flat. So,
okay, hold on. So you didn't beat Greg then?
That time. I beat him last year, if I recall. I think he got into a wall. So
I got into I've gotten into this is the healthiest I've ever felt this time of year since, unfortunately, Rock Island wasn't able to race. I'm normally limping around for a couple weeks right now, so I
would say Cole could say the same thing.
Well, this is probably why it's probably why I feel like I'm a little ahead of schedule getting everything ready for Grands, because I'm usually limping around and I got to have people help me lift stuff because I'm so beat up. And
you're not broken. All right, Greg, bud, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, bud.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you.
So that's Greg Jasperson, folks, from Cup Karts North America, October the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We're talking about just next week, getting things rolling. David Cole will be there, as we said, with Marshall Martin to race the 206 Masters category. I wish I could have been there. My cart's prepped and ready to go. Trevor Wickens from Prime Power Team has it up here in Hamilton, but obviously they're not going across the border. I won't be there. I'll be down at the race at Speed Sports. We're going to have another one of our dual weekends where we're streaming live on the one channel, streaming live on the other from Houston with me. But David, great talk there with Greg Jasperson. Kind of fire. You got to be even more fired up now. I'm more pissed that I'm missing it now than having that conversation. But I know that you're stoked to get down there again.
Like I said, I was mowing the lawn before we came on today, and I was thinking about the racetrack. I'm already driving the racetrack in my head. Thankfully, I've been on it. So like we talked about before we came on air, I'm very comfortable with the racetrack. I'm very comfortable with the karts. So it's just, I can't wait this long because it's all going to play in my head and all these different scenarios are going to happen. And then if it rains, oh, come on now.
And listen, David, the beauty of this particular year is you won't have the stress of trying to beat me for the very first time. You just won't have that. You won't have to worry about that anymore. It's not something you're going to, oh my God, Rob's beating me. My chain won't stay on, whatever it's going to be. You know,
can you sing some Frozen for the first time?
I've never watched that, thank God. Okay. David, awesome. Good luck to you, of course. Big thank you to Greg Jasperson once again. For those of you who have joined us here on our YouTube channel, thank you so much, folks. Do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. That way you'll know anytime we come on live. Yeah, where is it? Over here? I think
it's over here.
It's over there.
Like under the Briggs.
Right there. So smash that subscribe button. Give us a like. A couple of comments below. We appreciate it. Lots of content coming here on YouTube. It's a Thursday night. Not bad. Half-hour show. Excellent job. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to Greg. Thank you to David. I'm Rob Howden. Book it.